What's going on? It's Monday. Brandon from Boiler Room Trading. Coming back from the weekend. It's the first. G20's over. Let's see what happened with the market. So the first call here in pre-market, we were looking at the SPY, anticipating a ramp up here into highs for a sell-off. I think if you bet against anything in large cap here this whole through the weekend and you walked into this big old gap up, you'd have to have some covered positions coming, and you'd probably want to minimize that loss. So any of those little drops you'd be trying to cover into and get some of that money back. So I figured we'd have a couple little squeezes, go ramp to all-time high for a controlled, grindy sell-off after that. So we did pretty much get that to the T, got some new highs ramped up, didn't get that dump out at the open, grinded all the way down. Nothing too out of the ordinary for a move like that. Here's a trade plan we popped over with a couple different trades here posted at 809. We can go over the ones we took here from the trade plan. Had some nice BA coverage, had some nice SRPT. Couple different little ones there worked out today from the list. So directly from the list coming down to the trades that I took today. So at first we got BA. This is a pretty easy call here. I had puts riding from last week on this one. So as it dumped out to the split, that was the target for the short, as you see from the list. So that if 363 and some change holds of resistance, you look for a cover just under 360. That's where the split was, 359.30. So called that one pretty much to the T there. Had a nice little flush break. It even gave you a re-entry there on the second candle. So it broke down, popped up, gave you some confirmation of that 363 and change level we talked about in the trade plan, and shorted all the way down. So you had a nice little 3-point runner there. I just covered up puts at the bottom of there and just took off a small winner. And then looked for some more continuation breakdown here. Didn't really get it, so just let it retrace. It's going to chop sideways on a bunch of these major splits now. I think we'll have some pretty loose range on BA. SRPT was a big halt from last week that we murdered the end of this year. Had a really good day on. We had a couple different plays here. Started off red a little bit here. Now the initial trade plan, big target, I wanted 156 to hold for a squeeze break, and we got it dumped out early here to the support. 151 area was the hold for support, so if it would have ramped up and squeezed up, we want a continuation over 156 squeeze. Kind of looking at that weekly chart here, right? Looking at that orange level, had a big old triple top near 356, so anticipating some more upside here. Wanted an earlier squeeze, but this range of coil and consolidation here isn't bad either. So we called the support down here near 151, looked for a break up and over, had a green on it, but didn't take off the shares. I looked for a little bit more to the top side there, then held through. And then covered up red in the chop here, which was fine. I looked for a pre-market low level, or pre-market low, and this double top here to hold as support. So as we dipped in here, I said I'll probably break VWAP. It'll look like it's coming down, but it's going to chop a little bit on the open price in the pre, and it's going to squeeze up. So we started a position up here, starter, just so we didn't miss the bottom out. Came down here, got a tiny red, added in a bunch in the consolidation, got the squeeze pop, brought her all the way back to green, stayed calm, knocked that one out of the park nicely. NVDA and Tesla, we had a couple decent ones on Tesla call. We had this morning the support through pre-market here. This one marked off at 228.67, just had a nice little double bottom and wick action there from pre-market. I wanted to see the split be tapped here. We got that right away at the start. So big W play, support off higher low, 200 EMA. We had a nice little ramp up and over there. I was looking for 231.40s to hold if we wanted the first run up, if it was going to break into highs, and we got that secondary here. But that one worked out as well. We had I didn't check out TRY. Facebook was the other one. Was kind of sad about the miss there on Facebook, and we do have one on Apple as well. Called this one this morning at 194. Let it dump into it in 194. It did pretty much that at the split. It gave you a higher low right off that level as well. So if you would have took that at the recovery and dump into 194, higher load, ran it to the 200 EMA or VWAP. Nice little 60, 70 point trade, or cent trade there, rolling up there. Wasn't too bad. Good call though. Zoom was another one. I stressed this was a really fast trade at the open there. I wanted to see a dump right into 84.60s, which was major support, and then buy that sucker up and then just play the bounce. So as that trade plan there this morning stated, we was extreme sell off there pre-market. Look for 84.60 and the 200 EMA on the 4-hour. It will bounce there for a quick one. So it did pull right into that level, opened up. So you had a point scalp there on that one as well, directly at open. That worked out. So a couple different little trades we play here. We're gonna let the range hopefully come back in and get some volume, so the rest of the trade week kind of picks back up. But with what we got now, I'm assuming we're going to get some test on the SPY of the 295, which is a prior all-time high before that 296 tag, and then of course this big gap up one all the way up into almost 297. So eventually I think this thing just is going to chop and trail into some of this stuff. Eventually we'll get down to 295. Hopefully dip buyers come in, we get some more volume, but until then, I'm just going to sit down and relax and wait for it. So that's what I got with you guys today. We'll see you guys bright and early in the morning.